So what shall I go over this time? What I went through in conversion reparative therapy, being smothered repeatedly with pillows and mechanical smothering. People taking their fists and mashing my lungs until I couldn't breathe. Wrapping me up in things so I couldn't see my perpetrators raping me, then pretending to pass me through that medium. Waterboarding, pins like voodoo or acupuncture, extreme heat and cold, and so on and so forth. These people claimed they had every right, biblically, to punish me, calling themselves Legion, straight out of the Bible, including Sheriff Boggs' family. Not only were there these interesting psychological methods of torture, there was also physical force, claiming they could beat demons out of me. With Mr. Boggs' drug sales, date raping department, and their falsified bullshit to boot. What else shall I go over? The Helpenstein family and their disgusting hand in the conversion reparative therapy, not to mention Maysville Police Department. I literally just felt someone's leather boot rubbing my leg right here. That's where they always enjoyed kicking the hell out of my legs. With our government telling me I was shit out of luck concerning disability, because the law enforcement officers had every right to straighten a faggot's ass up. Shall I go over Mrs. Razor's rapist family again, or mine? As I stated, my uncle worked for the county attorney, his son-in-law was the sitting judge, and his nephew was the prosecuting attorney. Writing all of this off as nothing. Attempted homicide is nothing. Or shall I go over Campbell County's involvement in child rape porn yet again? Like I said, Mrs. Razor, the Honorable Kimberly Lee Razor, Maysville, Kentucky, from Flemingsburg. Look up David Shanklin Robb, her military protection, and I'll go over the date rape bars yet again. Mr. Robb was one of the men left alone with Julie Allen's, Michelle Crawford's buddies, daughter-in-law at that time. Hopefully now you know why she left him. Oh well. And that's when all these other men and women who had gone through similar situations decided to come up with these elaborate schemes in what they wanted me to believe had happened. Shall I go over every one of them one by one, while continuing to smell a man right in my face? You know, a man's semen. That was part of the deterrent as well. Forced sexual intercourse and other sexual activity to try to deter someone. So while they were doing that in the hopes of removing my homosexual bone, they were beating it into me that I needed to get used to it and enjoy it at the same time. That's why the county came up with their threat, yet again, of putting me in with a large African American to rape me again. And no one would take my statement. So shall I go over Mr. Neal and his wife one more time? Just like my mother dragging me to Patrick Boggs' family's property to either have the shit kicked out of me or more fucking penis shoved in my face or ass. With her falsified complaints with my sister. Shall I go over Leroy Schaus or his son Ian? Milton Brindley or Milton Brindley Jr.? Chill pills, dick, and all. My sister, with the Honorable Cameron Blau out of Campbell County signing off on it. Oh well, apparently. Or shall I continue going over something else, including the harassment from those law enforcement officers? With the constant pivoting, pulling, squeezing. Like I said, I can't even pick up a pen correctly because of their rapist shit. And that was part of conversion reparative therapy in my case. Tasers, injections. See that spot on my foot? Right next to that big vein? They squeezed the skin over that day from my memory. God only knows what it is. Or was. Then the running joke among them became they had requested euthanasia medication from Dr. Darren Stanfield. Joke. Oh well. Shall I go over the downtown date rape bars and their interesting religion or something else? With narcotics officer, bigwig, Mr. Van Ingram and his family's involvement. Oh well, apparently. I probably should continue with people like Megan Gast Allen and this programming she's apparently familiar with as well. Them trying to claim that inner turmoil was created by sexual orientation, when in reality the inner turmoil and mental health conditions stemmed from their brutality, their torture, their brutality, their attempted homicides, their rapes, and so on and so forth. Shall I continue with why the Kentucky legislation refuses to act on outlawing conversion reparative therapy, with the Kentucky taxpayers funding child porno productions via the county attorney's office, the prosecuting attorney's office, and their ties to the Commonwealth Attorney's Office? Oh well, right?